Hello and welcome to Soul Led Women Conversations. I'm so happy and grateful to have the honor to have Selena Naomi here. Let me introduce you to Selena. She is a devoted mother, women's mentor, and DJ. Yet no title can truly capture her essence. She's a multi-layered, multidimensional woman who embodies the witch, healer, oracle, and guide all in one. Her superpower is somatic channeling and transmission of higher states of consciousness. Her gift is seeing beyond the visible and holding others in their deepest shadows, gently guiding them back to their light. With fierce intuition, wisdom, and talent for asking bold, transformative questions, she helps people uncover what's been holding them back. Soft, yet powerful, grounded, yet activating, Selena is a safe space and a transformative experience. Welcome, Selena. And my
Wow.
first question is, how do you feel when you hear this about yourself?
Wow. Honestly, this is such a beautiful experience to get mirrored back, my energy, like how people perceive me, because it's so hard to see ourselves, right? Like that's one of the hardest things on this whole spiritual journey is to see ourselves fully with all of our power, with all of our gifts, right? So first of all, welcome and thank you so much for inviting me. I'm so excited for this conversation because I think, Pina, that we have one thing in common, which is following our intuition boldly. Just one example. I am in Bali because my intuition told me, hey, go to Bali. And I remember that we once had a conversation where you were like, "Yeah, for me, it's the same, that I'm guided to certain places. I just follow my intuition. And wherever I go, portals are opening up. That's why I feel so much resonance with you, what you do, who you are, who you're embodying. And that's why I'm so excited to dive into conversation, this invitation. And also thank you for this beautiful opening and just for seeing me for who I am.
Yeah, thank you so much, Selena Naomi, for being here, for showing your light. And I really love you are so multidimensional. Like when I read this out loud, it's like a full body yes. Yes, this is you. So it's amazing.
Thank you.
And I would love to ask, what is your story? How did you become the person you are?
Hmm. Wow, that's a good question. I think it all started, like my awakening started with giving birth to my first son. Well, pregnancy transforms a woman completely. Because when you're pregnant, you are so much more connected to the divine. You're literally creating, right? You're literally in the process of creation. So you're so much more connected to the creator. And then giving birth, you're not only giving birth to a baby, but you're also giving birth to a new version of yourself. So my first birth with my first son, almost 5 years ago in Costa Rica, was the most transforming experience of my life, right? And after giving birth, I just realized that there are so many patterns that I don't want to pass down to my son. Like so many shadows were coming up, especially in pregnancy. You're so much more sensitive and so much more connected to your intuition that a lot of transgenerational trauma and patterns are all of a sudden showing up. Like pregnancy is literally like your consciousness is rising a lot, right? So for me, that was like the whole starting point. Giving birth, realizing, okay, there's things that I don't want to hand down to my children. So I need to transform now. That was the first thing that happened for me. So I started the whole journey of shadow work. I had a hypnotherapist for 1 year. I did Kundalini activations, a lot of plant medicine journeys with different shamanic practitioners. So all of that came into my field without me having to do anything. It just came and I knew, okay, this is for me. Yeah. And then that was the first thing. And then the second which is actually my biggest why I'm doing all of this, is the suicide of my stepdad. Yeah, that is my biggest why. So he was a very spiritually advanced person. For me, he was a huge leader. but he didn't fit into the system. Like he was a complete like starseed, you know, like with all the gifts that you can imagine, but he was not fitting into the system, and no one could see him. No one understood what he was talking about when he talked about unity consciousness, right? No one understood back then. So he was completely isolated. I didn't understand what he was talking about because that was 2020, 1 year before my first awakening. So when he decided to leave this planet, for me, it was, of course, completely terrifying, and it was just horrible, you know? And then within this whole awakening that was happening gradually, so I could adjust, I realized that, okay, he left, but I am here to create heaven on earth so that people don't have to leave, right? So that's actually my biggest why, and two of my starting points, actually birth and yeah, the suicide of my stepfather. Yeah.
Wow. Thank you so much for sharing this with us, Selena Naomi. Thank you
Yeah.
so much.
Yeah.
Powerful, powerful for every woman who's not a mother yet, who's also considering to what kind of transformation motherhood can bring, and realizations and spiritual growth.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. And can you speak a little bit more about your multidimensional work? What excites you? What do you do?
Mm, I mainly guide star seeds. Are you familiar with the concept of star seeds?
Yeah, I think so. Maybe you can explain a little bit. Yeah,
Yeah.
for also for the listeners. Yes, that
Yes.
would be great. Thank you.
So a starseed is basically a human being who also has extraterrestrial, um, how do you call it, traits. So it's like a hybrid being. It's partly human and also partly extraterrestrial, which means that most probably, if you identify as a starseed, you had past lives or other incarnations on other planetary systems. So there's several groups of star civilizations. For example, the Pleiadians, Arcturians, Sirians, right? There's multiple beings, right, that are constantly trying to connect with us. There is some beings, star seeds, who incarnate on this planet with a big mission. It can be individual, but it can also be collective. And the collective mission is always raising the consciousness on Earth. So helping other humans to wake up to love, basically. So I myself identify as an Arcturian starseed, and Arcturians are all about technology as well as sound frequency. They are super, super fast. They can communicate telepathically, so they don't really need words to communicate. And yeah, so for me, for example, as a DJ, it's really easy to express this part of me, to awaken or to activate unmanifested potential through sound and frequency. And yeah, so that's basically the concept of star seeds. I do is I guide them. I guide humans who incarnated here as star seeds to remember, first of all, remember their true self, because when we incarnate, we forget. So remember their true self and then fulfill their mission on earth. So, because some of them are incarnating and they're just lost. They're like, okay, what is happening with my body? I don't belong here. There's always this feeling of, oh, I'm homesick. There's like, there must be something else than this. And there's always this inner knowing that this is not it. You know, the life that we're living right now, this is not it. There must be something else. That are like clear signs, okay, that you might be a starseed as well, having a big mission here on this planet um, to expand consciousness or actually to ignite global awakening. And this can happen through several things. You could do music, you could speak about it, right? You could have like healing modalities that you offer. And I am guiding star seeds, and I'm also helping them to birth their business, whatever that is. I'm helping them to birth their business and to generate 10K months with family first. So especially mothers, that's why I'm here. That's who I'm guiding. Yeah.
Thank you so much. This is amazing. This is beautiful. Yeah, so I consider myself as a Pleiadian starseed, but I have not as much knowledge as you. Like, where did you learn this? Do you have a book you recommend? You read about this, or how did you get this knowledge?
Yeah. So basically, it always found me. Again, I didn't have to go somewhere and go like, okay, I want to have this knowledge. People are like approaching me and then they're like, I think this is for you. And then I'm like listening to a podcast or to like a documentary about it or and just recently, like actually yesterday, I listened to a documentary which explained it very well, very grounded, not like spiritually bypassing anything, because some people also say like, okay, this whole starseed theory is about escapism, to escape the human experience or human challenges. I don't believe that. I believe that we can be grounded and connected at the same time. But I can also send you, if anyone that listens is interested in this documentary about starseeds, maybe we can drop it in the show notes. I think it's a YouTube link or something. Yeah,
Yes,
great.
thank you so much. Yes, we will do that. We will drop the link in the show notes.
Yes.
Exactly. Thank you. And then I'm wondering, how did the music part come into your work? How did you start with the music journeys?
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I think that music has always been my biggest passion. Like music has always been my best friend since forever. Since I was a teenager, I would like dance for hours and then I would go to festivals. And I think that festivals are life-changing portals. Especially music is can be life-changing, can activate so much dormant energy. So it was always there from the beginning of time. I would love to listen to music and to dance, to move. I went to an ecstatic dance in Bali, and then there was a woman and she offered Kundalini activations. And I was just curious. Again, my intuition told me you should go there. So I went there. During my first Kundalini activation, she was working only with music. So she was playing music, and that through that music, she would activate our dormant energies. And in that first session, I had a full body, like I had orgasms. I was talking light language, and I was like not knowing what's happening. I was crying. I was going through childhood trauma that was suppressed. So I was going through it again. And afterwards, I was like, okay, I'm a different person. That was the beginning. And then, of course, my dad is actually a DJ. So it's actually part of me, it's part of my genes. He also produced his own music. But I was always like, I think actually because of my father wound, I was always like, okay, I'm not good enough to do music myself, to play music myself. And at that time, a few years ago, I didn't accept my father for who he was. So I was like, no, I'm not going to walk the same path as him. But as I started accepting him and loving him for who he is, of course, I also accept the part of myself who loves doing music. So then I was like, okay, I'm just gonna, after my second birth, actually, because I have two beautiful boys, again, I went through this whole identity transformation and I was like, okay, Selena, who are you really? Like with everything that you are, in the fullness of who you are, who are you really? And then I was like, of course, music. I am also the music. I'm also sound and voice. And I think the main question that we as women have to ask ourselves, who am I in my fullest expression? And that is also leading us to our soul's mission. And then combining everything that excites us into one thing, that's going to be your offer. That's going to be how you can be in service the most to the world. I did a DJ training for like, I think 6 or 8 weeks, one-on-one. It was very intense. Then I published my first DJ set and people would go crazy. And the feedback I received was like, wow, you're amazing. I wasn't expecting that, to be honest. And now tomorrow I will have my first private gig and I'm so excited. Yeah, I just feel it coming. And I think like you also say, right? Because you're doing hypno dance. That's another thing where we actually align and resonate very much, I think, that music and dance are medicine. Yeah.
Thank you so much. I'm celebrating you so much for your journey. Yes, I listened to your set. I remember on Christmas Day with my friend. We both celebrated it so much, your first music set. And I'm celebrating so much that you are having your first gig here tomorrow in Bali.
Thank
It's like, it's amazing. And it shows you, right? When you really follow your soul's purpose, things fall into place. People it's like you get this, yeah, yeah, it's amazing. So I love it. And what you said about earlier, it's for you important to create heaven on earth, especially because you lost someone who was a starseed who was not able to handle this. So it's also, that's why I also have this podcast here, because I believe truly that we are able to create heaven on earth. And especially when we women really come in our leadership roles, right, and embody our authentic selves. And music and dance is a huge part of it. It's like, yeah, it's amazing. So I can't wait for us what we're going to co-create. And if someone listens to this and feels like, yes, actually producing music or dancing is part of me. So it's like, we want to inspire you as a listener to really follow your intuition on that. And it's possible really to live in that soul purpose as you do, Selena Naomi. This is amazing. You create your business around it. I'm wondering, what does feminine leadership mean to you?
you. Yeah. Um, Feminine leadership for me is boldly listening to my intuition without it having to make sense to the rational or logical mind first. So even if you cannot see the result in the physical reality yet, you just trust your inner knowing, trust your inner voice above all else. Like you are your greatest authority. That's what feminine leadership is for me. Boldly listening to your intuition without it having to make sense. And also without having like, the acknowledgement or like the validation, whatever in the external reality. It doesn't matter what other people think as long as you can look into the mirror and be like, okay, this is me. This is my path. This is where I'm going. It's also clarity, it's devotion, and it's also courage and softness. Yeah, softness as well. Flowing. It's actually also flow, right? Masculine leadership is more about, like going for it and as equally important as feminine leadership. But the feminine is more like, okay, I flow with it. And it's if something doesn't happen, then it's actually for me as well. Then it's actually for me as well. It's always for you. Yeah.
Wow, it's always for you. And you are your authority. That was such you are your authority. Wow. Amazing. Thank you so much for sharing this. This is wow. I want to let it land. It's so powerful.
Wow.
And I wonder, I love your necklace, and it feels also there's a feminine energy around. What does your necklace symbolize? And yeah.
Yeah. This is Isis, actually. So I feel a deep connection to her. I feel a deep connection to Egypt. I haven't been yet, but my dream would be to host a gig or an event in Egypt. I don't know why, this is like, I don't know why I feel this. I don't know why my intuition tells me to go there at some point, but I know it's going to happen. Yeah.
It is gonna happen. I really see you actually DJing in front of the pyramids,
Yeah,
and opening this powerful portal. Because this is what
exactly.
we do when we dance and when we opening up portals for a high dimension. As the Earth is shifting, right? We are shifting in a new dimension, and you are facilitating the spaces with your music. This is so amazing.
Thank you, Pina.
Yeah,
Oh.
it's like wow, wow. Another question: what limiting beliefs did you have to break to become this version of you who you are right now?
Wow, that's a deep one. Yeah. Fear of being seen, fear of speaking my truth. Like a few years ago, I would be in a group of people and I could not speak at all. Like I had this, I don't know the word in English, but in German it's like ein Kloß im Hals haben. Like not being able to express who I am fully because I had this fear of judgment from everyone. Definitely. So visibility blocks, then fear of speaking my truth, fear of not fitting in. Yeah, I had to go through that. And at the same time, I experienced
Uh-huh.
so much healing when there
Oh,
is a community of like-minded souls who celebrate you, who support you for who you are. And I believe that as soon as we show up as our most authentic selves, the soul sisters and soul brothers.
sorry. I think I was quickly out when we were speaking about this. Yes, but yeah. So I asked you these questions because I know there are so many other women who have this, and
Mhm.
you came in. You're like it's. I love it. It's so beautiful to see Selena. Like when you post on Instagram, it's so authentic. It's so bold. It's like it is so you. So I'm so proud of you that
Thank
you
you.
overcame these
Wow.
fears and that you really, yeah, that you show your essence and your truth and that you really lead with this beautiful energy you do and inspire other women. It's like, it's so beautiful.
Yeah, thank you. I think especially, like whoever is listening that is also a mom, I just want to send out this message. Even as a mother, you can do anything you want. There's literally like no limitation. We are the only ones who create those limitations. Of course, society. But if you have this desire or dream in your heart, there's a reason that God put this desire in your heart because you can make it happen. And what I was sharing earlier, because before there was this break, I think it takes like-minded souls for you to fully become in your fullest expression. So this for me was the most important part, to have soul sisters and soul brothers who celebrate me for who I am. And I believe as soon as you show up as your most authentic version, many, many connections will fall away at first. Many will fall away because they're like, oh, what the fuck is happening with this woman, right? Like, is she going crazy? Is she delusional? Whatever. But there's some other people who will stick with it, or let's say, who will resonate with you at the core. And these are your people. So it's a whole process of shedding who you're not and becoming who you are. And then the external reality will show you people who actually are for you and who support you in your highest becoming. So spaces like this right now, Pina, is very healing for everyone, I think. To know that okay, it's safe to be me and I'm celebrated for it. I'm not judged or like whatever. I'm celebrated. And that's when we can expand. And that's why spaces like Pina offers or I'm offering for women are so important because we got your back. And we lead you through all of the ups and downs and all of the limitations and blocks because we've been there, so we can guide you through it as. So just wanted to quickly say that it's so important to have powerful, safe spaces for women.
Yeah, thank you so much. And I wonder, do you have like regular daily habits which help you be in this confident, authentic version of you? What helps you besides creating the music? I know but
Yeah.
what else?
Yeah. Um, I do yoga almost every day. So this is like, I think creating strength in your physical body. So either yoga or workout, whatever, Pilates, is one thing that really helps you to be more self-confident. Like literally strengthen your solar plexus chakra, which is the chakra, your core basic, right? So if this is strong, you're also showing up as a self-confident leader. So I think we have to take everything. We have to have like a holistic view on this whole leadership role. Basically, like the physical body. If the body is flexible, the mind is flexible. If the body is stuck and you're like, oh my God, tensed all the time, you're not being able to receive. So yoga, Pilates, dancing, whatever movement that I feel like, whatever my body wants to do, however I want to move, I do that as a morning routine. So in the past, I used to have like a huge morning routine, like ritual, whatever. But right now it's just, okay, I'm a mom of two. My time is like really, really, I don't have much time. So even 30 minutes in the morning when my baby is sleeping and my other son is in kindergarten is so sacred to me. And then I just do whatever I feel, stretching, yoga, Pilates, whatever. And then I also connect to source energy through somatic channeling every morning to connect to that higher dimension and to just like do like a quick check-in. Okay, what is aligned, what no longer serves me. And I also journal a lot to clear my mind before I go out there. Yeah. So those are the tools that I'm using.
Thank you so much for sharing that. I'm sure you inspired now our listeners with these powerful tools. I also realize that to really strengthen our mind and our capacity, we have to strengthen our. It is really so powerful. And you are such a beautiful power mom. Like it's amazing. It's really, really, really amazing. And what would you tell women who are afraid of becoming a mom? Like what would you recommend them to do who don't know and you feel like, who are in front of
Mhm.
that decision?
Mhm. Yeah. So before becoming a mom, you have to make sure that you have a support system. This is the way you're not going to lose yourself in the process. And you're actually becoming a more ambitious, more truthful, more joyful you, right? So the first thing I would recommend is build your support system, which means either you live in community or you have your family close by. You like really invest your time in beautiful friendships where okay, they got my back, right? This is for me what changed the whole motherhood narrative, because even right now my son my baby is with his grandma, and sometimes my soul sisters are taking care of him, and sometimes I have a nanny, so I allow myself to not lose myself, but to even like follow my heart, my passion, my fire. When you when you want to become a mom, you always have to remember that you're not just a mom. You're also so much more. You're also a wild woman. You're also a passionate lover. You're also a dancer. You're maybe also a businesswoman like I am. So you don't have to limit yourself. You can be everything. And I am here to show women that you can have it all. Like you don't have to choose between this or that. Like I even took my baby and my toddler to a festival and they loved it. They loved it. I was like, okay, no, this is not the right place, but actually it is. So my toddler was so excited to dance and my baby fell asleep while people were chanting mantras. So I was like, wow, motherhood really is not limitation, sucking life force energy, how most people are telling. It's not. It's actually your greatest superpower because you're becoming more clear in who you are and what you want. You're becoming more ambitious and you're literally always coming to the point because there is no time. So you have to come to the point with things. You have to be structured. You have to lead not only yourself, but also your children. So this is like the ultimate growth that can happen for any woman to become a mother. It's the greatest gift that you can experience in this lifetime.
Thank you so much, Selena. I'm going to make a reel out of this part because I feel this is so powerful and so needed right now
Mm.
that women think they cannot have it all, but you can have it all. And it actually, yes, we will grow and express our soul even more through motherhood. Because I
Yes.
feel really a lot of women are depressed because they are not a mother, like so many women are not well because they are not in their soul's purpose role, which is motherhood belongs to women.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for this powerful share. It's like, I feel a lot of women you channeled for them to hear this message. So I'm so happy and grateful that you're here and that you're such inspiring power mother. And we are coming to the end before activation. And I wanted to ask you, I love this, to ask this question. What are like 2-3 books you highly recommend to everyone to read, or like at least which changed your life? Like which are like a few books which really changed your life profoundly?
Okay, so the first one that comes to my mind, right, it's very simple, but it's The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. I know it's like everyone knows it, but for me, that was my first ever book in my spiritual awakening path. It's the foundation of everything that we do. In my world, there is no time. Like there's just growth. And if you access the power of now, you can literally anything you want. Because in the now, there's no fear. There's just love, right? So the power of now basically is one of them. And then there's another one, I think, called Fear of... Wait, I actually have it here. I actually have it here, I think.
Yeah. Show us Power of Now. Also, I want to say this. Also, this was the most life-changing book for me as well. It's also the number one book I
Really?
recommend to everyone. So it's like, what a synchronicity. Yeah. So, okay. Wow.
Yeah. This one is called The Courage to be Disliked, How to Free Yourself, Change Your Life, and Achieve Real Happiness. And this is basically like, if you want to become a leader, you have to accept the fact that you're not for everyone. And you have to overcome the fear of being judged or being disliked, and just be courageously and boldly you. And whoever resonates with you is for you, and whoever does not like you, it's okay too. So these two books definitely shaped me and changed my view. Those are the two books that I would recommend for sure.
Thank you so much. Amazing. And if you would now speak to little Selena as a young kid, teenager, what would you like to tell her?
That's a beautiful question. I think I would tell her, it's all going to be okay. You don't have to be afraid if you don't fit in. You not fitting in is actually your superpower. Your sensitivity is your superpower and your greatest soul gift. And just trust the path. And also, don't take life too seriously. Just have fun. Like, just follow your heart, follow your highest excitement, have fun, dance with life, and just be you without holding back. Because your voice and whatever you share, however you express yourself, is actually medicine for so many people out there. So don't be scared to speak your truth, because your truth could change lives.
Thank you so much, Selena Naomi, for your time. We're gonna implement this now with a little pleasure activation, like a very feminine. I invite you to just move however you feel like moving. It's an integration. So we basically dance out of this
Woo,
conversation.
I love it.
I just hope that I can share my screen
It's
share.
crazy that you chose this one, because I did this a few weeks ago, exactly this one. No joking. Like, I just did one. I'm not joking. I did one hypnodance. I was like, I'm curious what this is all about. And then I was like checking on YouTube, and then this is the one that I chose.
Wow.
So yeah.
Yeah, it's so magical. Love it. Let's see if this works. I hope it works. Otherwise, we close the room like without the song, but it would be nice. Yeah. Okay. Yay! This was so on, right? How was the whole conversation? Yeah. How do you feel?
Amazing. To be honest, I was so excited for this conversation because I didn't prepare anything, but I felt like, wow, I was channeling the right words.
You
It was
were
amazing.
channeling. So powerful. Selena Naomi, thank you so much. Thank you so much for showing your light with us. I can't wait to, spread this on YouTube. Like as you see this right now, it will be on YouTube. I will link Selena's contact details, how people can contact you to work with you, to come up to one of your DJ sets. I'm also linking the schedule for my next upcoming classes on YouTube. And yeah, thank you so much, Selena.
Thank you. Yeah.